Yo, it's your boy, Orion, one half of the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Back at you with a new video. NFL free agency frenzy news on a Friday. And who will replace Tom Brady on the Patriots? I'll discuss best fits and options. Hope everyone is having a fantastic Friday as we're transitioning into the weekend. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy either on here or through patreon.com/NWSF. And if you want to donate to the cause, you can go to our GoFundMe and type in NW space sports space fanatics and make a donation there for the dream of opening up the studio here in my hometown YouTube channel studio so we can make other people's dreams come true as well. So we have NFL free agency frenzy news, Todd Gurley, Melvin Gordon on the move, as well as Eric Ebron. Tom Brady signs the deal. I see Ben Roethlisberger making a post on IG looking like Castaway Tom Hanks. It was crazy. Odin's Child said, "What up, man? What to do, my guy?" Crazy things in New York, and it may be, transitioning over here to Oregon and the West Coast. I know California's locked down. It sounds like New York and maybe some of the bigger cities, Vegas and other places, may be on lockdown. Annie Clark, who dat? You dat. One of my favorite Saints in the building. Jose Torres, go Saints. I feel ya. So I have a great show today. I did an earlier show just to kind of go over some things because I didn't work today. The temp agency let me know that the warehouse that I was working at with the furniture, with the mattresses, was going to kind of scale back. So I'm going to start working on Monday, unless we go on a nationwide lockdown, at another warehouse in Wilsonville, about 20 minutes from my house. It's for kind of like a sporting good fishing type location. So that should be nice if we end up, not going on a lockdown. Young Nola, one of my favorites in the building, always grinding. Tracy in the building, Logan Ryan to Atlanta, Todd Gurley to Atlanta, all kinds of crazy news. So hope everyone's having a fantastic Friday. I'll wait for a few other people to hop in the building. I'm watching the Bills and the Patriots right now. Regular season matchup, a free agency showcase with Tom Brady, and there's also Baylor. Annie Clark, $10. Who dat? You dat. I love you, girl. Thank you so much for the $10 donation. Always supporting all the time when you can. This is a crazy time. You said Gurley to Seattle. Gurley already signed. The Falcons. It already happened. Jose, you probably were working or busy today. So there's been all kinds of news. Tom Brady signed the ink. It's official. He's on my Buccaneers as I'm rocking the old school Tampa Bay Buccaneer worn Sap jersey. Sarah Small in the building. Colts Nation, what it do? And then, like I said, I got Baylor and Georgia on Georgia Day on SEC Network. And I'm watching the Bills and the Patriots because I can't get enough of football. It's crazy. I got to soak it in as much as I can. So let's just go over some of the news that had happened today. So NFL free agency frenzy news. Who will replace Tom Brady on the Patriots? I discuss best fits and options, and you will comment below who you think would be a great option there. And we'll go over Todd Gurley, Melvin Gordon on the move, Eric Ebron, Tom Brady signing the ink, Ben Roethlisberger looking like Tom Hanks from Castaway on IG and Twitter. I don't know if you saw him, but he needs a haircut. He needs a haircut. He said, "We got Ebron." Dylan, what's up with your boy, Big Ben? Big Ben needs a haircut and a beard trim. I was scrolling through my IG and Twitter, and I thought I saw Tom Hanks on there. I know he's got the corona, so I wanted to make sure he's okay. He's all doing an IG post. Obviously with everything that's going on. Odin's Child, $20. Boom, boom. Bang, 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 bang. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Woo! Appreciate you, Odin's Child. You're always supporting, always messaging me and keeping me in the loop of everything Kansas City Chiefs and beyond. And I saw Remmers, so I'm going to go over that. Don't worry. I know you got 2 pickups, so I'm going to make sure I do everything for you guys. I appreciate you very, very much. But it's crazy. Big Ben, get a haircut. Big Ben, get a beard trim. This guy looks like, I don't know if you guys seen Twitter or IG, go on there. It's crazy. It looks like he's been quarantining for 6 months. I saw a comment saying, you look like you've been quarantining behind a Denny's for 3 weeks. Man, he looks, I don't say when he looks bad. I know he feels good. He's able to throw the ball and he's, on a level where he feels comfortable. It's the first time he's been healthy in a long, long time. But God, he let that beard go and that hair go. I don't want to say he looks homeless, or anything like that, but he definitely looks ragged, like he hasn't worried about showering or shaving or a haircut or beard trim in a long time. But I guarantee he'll be back better than ever, him with Ebron. A loss for the Colts and Sarah Small, but a big gain for Dylan and obviously the Steelers, because we kind of haven't really been talking about the Steelers and Juju Smith-Schuster, right? We haven't really been talking about Juju. We haven't really been talking about James the Terminator Kana. We haven't been talking about Big Ben. We haven't really been talking about Bud Dupree. We haven't been talking about those players for some time, TJ Watt and company. But it'll be interesting to see on how everything plays out. I saw that, Dylan, and I commented back, I know. Hey, man, it's cool to be able to vibe with you guys on Twitter and IG and Facebook and whatnot, because I'm always on the feed. If you guys follow me, Orion_NWSF on Twitter, I probably retweet like 50 things a day. 47 of those things are probably going to be like breaking news for NFL, college football, wrestling, whatever it is. But every once in a while, I'll make a post or add on to a post that I see, and I'll put my little comment up above, and we'll get some good laughs out of it. But yeah, a good message for Big Ben. A lot of other things like the coronavirus going around, which is crazy. We might go on a nationwide lockdown starting Monday. It's possible. Some places, Odin's Child will let you know in New York and other places in California. We're talking about you can't, they don't want you going outside. They don't really want you doing anything besides staying inside to help control this coronavirus, which means a lot of people are on unemployment or trying to seek unemployment. But on top of that, they're really locking it down where only limited people are going to be able to work depending on where you live. A national lockdown. Isn't that crazy? Lenny D in the building. I appreciate you guys. Let me go here at the top and just acknowledge everyone before I get into everything. Odin's Child, what up, man? Annie Clark, who dat? You dat. Jose Torres, go Nolans Saints. Hope Sean Payton overcomes the virus. Guess what? He will, and I'm praying for him. I even messaged him directly yesterday. Young Nola, another Saints fan. What to do, my guy? One of my favorites. We talk on a regular basis. Young Nola, one of the hardest mixtapers in the rap scene, always grinding. Appreciate you. Tracy, Logan Ryan to Atlanta. Todd Gurley to Atlanta on a one-year deal. Sarah Small, sup everyone. Tracy says hi, hi back. Annie Clark, bang, $10. Who dat? You dat. I love you. I appreciate you. Generous donations. Anyone can donate $1. $2 from their debit card. But it really shows the dedication and the love when you get people that donate $5, $10, $15, $20 like Odin's Child. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. You know how hard I work, how much preparation goes into everything that I do. Jose says Gurley to Seattle, Gurley to the Falcons. They already have pieces there, but we'll have to see how it goes. Jose Torres said, how do you feel about Brady now, and how do you feel about the trade? Like I said, anybody but Jameis. That's what I already said from the very beginning. You got to understand, with all the turnovers, I want to be able to feel like I can compete and just be relevant again. And out of the people that I wanted, Tannehill, when free agency started, because I know Breeze was not going to be available. He was going to stay with the Saints. That's no doubt. So Tannehill won, and Brady was probably like around number 2 for me, but I didn't know if those options were going to happen. Yeah, he's old, right? But he's going to bring a championship mentality, right? And then Godwin will give up the number. And then you got Godwin, you got Mike Evans, you got Cameron Brate and O.J. Howard that will revitalize his career. Got to pick up some pieces on the line. Maybe Andrew Thomas from Georgia, to help solidify Brady's back end at tackle. He can play left or right. Or Jonathan Taylor from Wisconsin. I need a stud running back. You didn't go for Gurley. You didn't go for Melvin Gordon. Congratulations, Buccaneers. You did the right thing. I need a secondary as well. But now it looks like the Saints will be at the top of the NFC South with the Buccaneers getting closer, and then the Panthers underneath them, and the Falcons at the bottom. Just for today, that's kind of how I feel. I'm seeing things, but I wouldn't underestimate the Panthers. You don't really know what Coach Rule's going to do. I know people are mad in the Panther organization. Cam Newton's out. Besides Cam Newton, you got Teddy B, 2 gloves, right? Luke Kuechly's gone forever. I would be more concerned about that than being mad that Cam's not coming back. But Cam could be an option, possibly, for the Patriots. They may stick with Stidham. Jarrett Stidham from Auburn, but you never know. That could be another option, and that'll be a topic that I'll discuss. But I absolutely love having Tom Brady. I'm ecstatic. I'm stoked. I'm not expecting, the Super Bowl's in Tampa next year. TB, Tampa Bay. TB, Tom Brady. If I can just be relevant, that's all I want. 9, 10 wins, 11 wins. If I can get into the wild card, I don't even have to win the division. If the Saints are the best team there still, that's fine. I just want to get into the dance this year or next year, be relevant again. Maybe some other, people will come through. Maybe I can get Emmanuel Sanders, to come through as the third option wide receiver. Maybe Philip Dorsett from the Patriots. Just someone else to be able to upgrade the position with Evans, Godwin, Perryman. Brashad was like, he was okay, but we could definitely get somebody better. But I absolutely love it. I'm going to be able to compete, and that's really what I want to be able to do. Dylan, W26. What's a W26 stand for? Is that how old you are? Possibly. Maybe. He said, we got Ebron. And I would be stoked about that. We saw him start, with the Lions, with Matthew Stafford. Good player. Then goes to Andrew Luck and the Colts and Brissett. And you're like, okay. He started to revitalize his career. And then now the Colts fan, Sarah Small, right underneath you, right? Kind of crazy. Now he's transitioning to the Steelers. But it's a good fit there. Big Ben gets an option. Juju Smith-Schuster, Ebron, James Atamane-Akana. I'm excited to see what the Steelers bring to compete with the Chiefs and the Ravens at the top. The Patriots, the Steelers, the Colts, the Titans should be right underneath. And depending who the Chargers get in the draft, maybe Justin Herbert, they'll be able to compete as well unless it's Tua. So it'll be really interesting in the AFC to see these pieces. And let's not forget about the Buffalo Bills that I'm watching right now. They have a legitimate shot to win the AFC East over the Patriots. And that's got to be exciting to a lot of y'all moving forward. Sarah Small says, not much. Jose, she said, Jose, how are you? I bet Jose's doing great. Doing good, he says, but not completely at ease. Yeah, I commented on your thing about Twitter about Big Ben looking homeless. It's crazy, but hopefully he gets a haircut, and a beard trim by the time the season starts. Annie Clark, so do you think Cam Newton will go to the Redskins? No. I think that's a great question, though, Annie. I think that there's going to be other options for him. I mean, they were talking about Jameis Winston maybe being the backup to Haskins, but that's just going to cause, tension in the locker room because Jameis would more than likely win that job over Haskins, even though he turns the ball over. Marcus would be in hell if he got Jameis Winston. I'll tell you that right now. He doesn't want Tua. He doesn't want anyone besides Chase Young. So depending on if the Bengals go Burrow or they trade down and then let Miami jump up and grab Burrow and they get, Herbert instead, more than likely the Dolphins and the Bengals are going to get Herbert or Tua or Herbert, just depending on which one they like more. The Bengals, with their head coach, they ended up coaching the Senior Bowl with Justin Herbert, right? So they already know what, he feels and his skill set and kind of his potential. So if there's any ease or any type of, maybe drama towards the draft that Burrow says, hey, I don't want to play for Cincinnati, kind of like an Eli Manning thing. Hey, I don't want to play here. I'm not going to play for the Chargers. I'm playing for the Giants. Remember when Eli did that? What if Burrow, I don't think Burrow would, but if Burrow says, I don't want to play for Cincinnati, right? Regardless of all the injuries and whatnot, he doesn't think he can win there, in the AFC North. Then they definitely could trade down, and then the Bengals can get Herbert around 5 or 6, let the Dolphins go up to number 1, accumulate more picks, and then they could grab Tua. So, we'll see where it goes. Tua, Herbert, Burrow, one of those 3 players in the mix, depending on where they want to go. I kind of feel Tua would be a good fit on the Dolphins or the Chargers. Herbert, more the Chargers to me. And then I think Burrow on the Bengals could be a good marriage. But I don't think Cam is going to go to the Redskins. But you never know, because he would be better than Dwayne Haskins, at that point if you ended up getting Cam Newton there. But there's definitely concerns. Can Cam Newton stay healthy? We don't know. When he's healthy, he can definitely be a top 12 quarterback in the league, but we don't really know about his legs. We don't really know about his arm strength, his accuracy. When he's healthy, he's one of the better quarterbacks in the league, but he doesn't have the same accuracy as Drew Brees, right? The same accuracy as Aaron Rodgers or Russell Wilson and some of these other guys more of the top tier, Patrick Mahomes. There's definitely a different level of accuracy between Cam. I've seen Cam get hot and throw for 350, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, and run in for a couple. But I've also seen him throw for 0 touchdowns, 3 picks, and fumble twice. So we don't really know what we're going to be getting with Cam. Good luck with Ebron. He drops balls. Oh, Sarah Small is bitter that one of her star players is going to the Steelers. I get it. It's rough. But, you know what I mean? The Colts organization is run top 3, in my opinion, with Frank Reich and company and everything that you guys have been able to accomplish with the ownership and the GM. So don't worry. You guys will be just fine, and they might be able to lock somebody up, in the draft. No, easy peasy lemon squeezy. I love what they're doing. Odin's Child, Annie, I can see him going to the Skins, Odin's Child said. Cam Newton better than Jameis Winston. I'll tell you that, because Marcus will just lose his shit if Jameis Winston goes to the Redskins. I'll tell you that. That'll be something that, He wouldn't be able to ever let that go. And then with his old coach, the connection. See, you're connecting the dots. And I know you were thinking that too. And only smart people really connect the dots because coaching and the relationships have a big thing, like Phillip Rivers, going to where? The Colts. Because he had the connection with Frank Reich, who he used to be with. So there you go. It's possible. But in my mind, I can't picture Cam Newton there. You know what I mean? I could see Cam Newton on the Patriots a little bit more than I can the Redskins, but you never know. It could be possible. But if you get Cam, then what does that mean for Dwayne Haskins? You trade him away? You try to get some compensation? You just give him the boot like Josh Rosen? I don't know. We'll have to see. Big Play Slay, who fucking with him? Lenny D. I love Big Play Slay. Great player. Can play man. Can guard the number one. Eagles fans, fly, Eagles fly, are going to absolutely love him. Since you lost Malcolm Jenkins, Big Play Slay helps cushion the blow a little bit based off the loss. Dylan says, yeah, national lockdown. It's wild. Damn right it's wild. Let's see here. I'm going to scroll down. Odin Child says, we can go outside just trying to keep unnecessary travel and contact. And I'm praying for you, man. If you're going to be working outside and, the plumbing and the heating and cooling business where you're at, be safe out there, my guy. And I appreciate you. You're always generous. You're always helping support the channel. I saw it with the zombie channel that was kind of newer, that was needing some help, and you drop like a $50 donation on that YouTube channel. Dude, you are a class act, man. You're a hardworking guy, blue collar. I don't know you personally, but we have a lot in common with the NFL, AEW, WWE, old school WWF. And dude, you're a class act, man. You really... The difference that you make just with the conversations that we have, plus the generous donations, I mean, it really helps the overall vibe of the channel. And I just want to say thank you to Odin's Child. You're the man. And also a big shout out to Annie Clark. Anytime that she can, she'll always hop in and represent Who Dat Nation and Nyland Saints, Odin's Child with the Chiefs Kingdom. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. And it's a place where any race, right, male or female, anywhere around the world, we can come together here and at least not worry about coronavirus for a couple hours and just talk football and go over that. And we need that right now with the nation kind of being at a point where we don't really know where shit is going. If there is a lockdown, how are the grocery stores going to be? Is there going to be any rioting or looting? We don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But I'm praying for all y'all. I hope you guys be safe. And let's get into some more football talk as I go through the chat here. Let's see here. I think Todd Gurley to Atlanta is interesting. You know what I think it is, Dylan? I think it's desperation. They're the worst team in the NFC South. They're considerably behind the Panthers, the Buccaneers, and the Saints. They let Devontae Freeman go, right? Vic Beasley's not there anymore. They don't have Kyle Shanahan. I mean, this team has just went from top of the mountain all the way in the ditch. I mean, I can relate because Tampa Bay was in the ditch, and they've been in the ditch, right, since 2007. But now with this Tom Brady signing, I'm climbing out. I'm actually seeing some sun for once. I'm actually happy. So it's fantastic to kind of feel that. But with Todd Gurley getting the one-year prove-it deal, I'll tell you what, I'm glad Tampa Bay didn't go for that because I think his knee is still fucked up. He can't be a starting three-down back. He can be a thunder to a lightning and a situational guy on the goal line. But, I mean, how long before he ends up getting seriously injured? And what are you going to pay him based off the production that you're going to get? To me, I would have rather gone, a lot of the, different options that you have, Jonathan Taylor, Wisconsin. Dobbs, right, where he's been on the top of the mountain a few years ago. Like 70 touchdowns for the Rams, and now they're just like kicking him to the curb. But it is a business. But obviously they don't believe in him. Coach McVay doesn't believe in the knee. And they were probably smart for doing that. Instead of paying him to stay, and then him not giving the production when they have Malcolm Brown there and a few others. Odin Child, I know they were rookies, but I really hope we picked up Boykin and Love from Notre Dame, but obviously we weren't slouching in the draft this year. And the thing is, I've been reading a lot of mocks and, going over there, and a lot of, DeAndre Swift, right, running back from Georgia, which I'm watching right now on Baylor as well as NFL Network's Bills versus Patriots. He's nice. He's a good fucking running back. And then Jonathan Taylor, the one that I want number one from Wisconsin that went to the Rose Bowl against my Ducks, he's incredible too. So if you guys get something like that to add to your Damian Williams and Darrell Williams and all those pieces, I mean, how the hell are you going to stop the Legion of Zoom and then add like a Josh Jacobs type of player from the Raiders to the Chiefs? I mean, things are looking really good for you guys. And also Ryan Trick in the building. Chris Jones, please sign him. And I know you guys need that. You guys definitely need to sign him and get that locked up. And then Mr. Cole in the building, another Chiefs fan. Coincidentally, how are you? I saw you obviously there. You retweeted and liked one of my things for the free agency news there. I hope you're doing fantastic during this crisis of Corona. We can talk some football. Let's see here. Lenny D. Eagles fly, says Orion. We should trade the Niners at 13. You could definitely do that. You don't have to go too high. It just depends on who you want. Do you want Ruggs? He should be sitting somewhere between 14 and 22. That would be a good fit. That seems like the ultimate fit for me. Unless you're trying to go for someone top tier. Like if you guys are trying to go Jerry Jeudy or you're trying to go CeeDee Lamb. You guys are trying to go CeeDee Lamb. I can't even imagine that. CeeDee Lamb, regardless if Alshon is there or not, injured or not. Dallas Goedert, Zach Ertz, Carson Wentz. Woo! That would be insane. So we'll see. But I think the Niners have something in, CeeDee Lamb. They got something, cracking there. They're looking for their star number one wide receiver. And if, they had to give up DeForest Buckner to the Colts, keep Eric Armstead, they're looking at a key piece moving forward that they really want to, establish as, hey, I got a number one with Deebo Samuel and all those really good running backs. Sarah Small, Doyle, and Cox are really good. Damn right they are. Very good. Survivor Series 03 playing in the background. RVD, here we go. Rob Van Dam. Let's go, baby. Dudley Boys, Shawn Michaels, Booker T versus Rick Steiner, Christian, Mark Henry, Randy Orton, Jericho. I love it, man. Old school wrestling. I'm not sure if you caught AEW Odin's Child. The Exalted One, Brody Lee, a.k.a. Luke Harper. Matt Hardy's in the building. I can't wait for the show to start getting back to the point where we have fans. And the shows that AEW puts on with no fans compared to WWE, it's not even close. I mean, I'm really starting to make that transition where I already liked AEW a lot more, based off mic skills, wrestling, the vibe of the show in general. I'm losing kind of faith in WWE where it's like, I still grew up in WWF, Attitude Era, Hulk Hogan, the Hulkamaniacs, Andre the Giant, the Bushwhackers, Legion of Doom, Roddy Piper. I can go on and on and on. Doink the Clown, Razor Ramon, Diesel. I mean, you want me to keep going? Animal and Hawk. I mean, I can go on and on and on and on. Demolition, right? But it's not the same anymore. It's just not the same. So we'll have to see. But I love what AEW is doing because it finally gives me something that I get truly passionate and excited for, like NFL and college football. And I never thought it was going to be like that. God bless the Khan family and, Cody Rhodes, Kenny Omega, the Young Bucks, for bringing this to, everyone's attention to be able to have something other than WWE because it's starting to go down the tank, my guy. And I think you know it too. But we'll still watch it. But it's just definitely kind of going down the tubes for me. Sarah Small Odins, my buddy, plays for the Chiefs. So we need Jones. So far we signed Henny and Remmers. I saw that. AEW, NXT, best wrestling by far. Agreed, Sarah Small. You watch. You understand. I think we should have stayed with Matt Moore. Yeah, I like Matt Moore. I think that would have been a better piece, experienced, played at Oregon State here in my, hometown state in Corvallis. Obviously we saw him with the Panthers. We've seen him bounce around. He didn't do too bad when he gets opportunities. Typically doesn't turn the ball over. Isn't going to normally win you games, but he's not going to typically lose you games either. Moore over Henny, Odenschild said. They don't got Devondre Campbell, either the Falcons he signed with the Cardinals. Trufant too. Thanks for the shout out. I'm good, bro. Just doing my rehab, getting stronger every day. Awesome. I'm glad to hear that. Where do you think Ruggs is going? The Eagles, your team. David Goldstein. I remember all you guys. Poonjant, Killer B. What to do, my guys? Lenny D says, hell yeah, I want Ruggs. But Howie, I love him, but he's unpredictable with drafting receivers. For instance, Metcalf was still there, and we drafted Whiteside, and then haven't lost faith in Whiteside. Yeah, that's true. And you never know where they're going to go, what direction they're going to go. They may go a different player, offensive line. They may go another spot that you normally would have picked in the second round or third round in need and get that in the first round. But I think if Ruggs is sitting there, 14 to 22, with the Deshaun Jackson and, with that breakaway speed and that type of player, and then the cheetah, Tyreek the free kills on the Chiefs, Carson Wentz needs someone to be able to get down the field, right? Be able to create double teams, to be able to open it up for the rest of the, tight ends with Goddard, right, and Zach Ertz. So bad it hurts Zach Ertz and the rest of the crew. even J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, because, your boy reads, and I see how it goes. But I really do love Howie. I trust him, and I think Ruggs is on everyone's radar. That's like kind of the number one person for what you guys need right now. Obviously picking up Slay. Amazing. Goldstein, David, do you think Slay was a better option than Byron Jones? Absolutely, I do. I think Byron Jones is a good player as well, but he's not going to give you the interceptions, right, than Slay. Slay has a better opportunity to get you the picks. He can cover better, in my opinion, than Byron Jones. Byron Jones can blanket, but Byron Jones was almost kind of like Josh Norman to me at times because he took chances and gambled a lot based off the surrounding talent in the front seven that the Cowboys had. So he could jump routes, like when Josh Norman was on the Panthers. He never was the same when he went to the Redskins and other teams, but now with the Bills, with Tre'Davious White on the other side and a lot of complementing players there, he might get back to that Panthers Josh Norman, even though a lot of people like to talk shit about him. But, it just depends on who you have around you. But losing Malcolm Jenkins was big. Leader, OG, triple OG. He might go back to the Saints where he started, right? But I like Darius Slay as a pickup. You have to do something. Malcolm Jenkins out hurts because that's the OG, a leader, right? But Slay's a leader. I like him. And I think if I had a choice between Slay and Byron Jones, definitely I go Slay. And a lot of people will be like, Byron Jones, Cowboys, boo. You know what I mean? Anyone that's on the Cowboys or the Patriots, people like to kind of criticize. But if you look at the game overall, Byron Jones can cover, right? There's no doubt about it. He's with Xavier Howard now. Now they got one of the best tandems, duos at corner. But if it was me in Tampa Bay, Byron Jones is in front of me, right? Boom. And I got Slay in front of me, big play Slay. I go Slay. Slay all day. And I think you guys are going to absolutely love him. He's really going to be a fan favorite, especially with Malcolm Jenkins gone. He'll fill that void, and the fans are going to love him. There'll be a lot of Slay jerseys that Eagles fans are going to rock, definitely. Let's see here. Lenny, Slay kind of reminds me of Asante Samuels. Better. Darius Slay is an OG, triple OG, man. If you look at his stats and look what he's been able to bring. I have something on my Twitter feed. Let me see if I can go down on my Twitter feed because I actually retweeted it earlier with all the other news. Let's see if I can find it. I got all kinds of stuff on here because I retweet like 50 things a day. I got a big play Slay, Darius Slay thing here. But it was interesting because it had some statistics that I thought were very interesting. Let's see if I can find it. Sooner than later, Tom Brady. Okay, I see you, Tom Brady. And then Ebron signing. And then Matt Ryan, Todd Gurley, Julio Jones. That's a joke. Hate to say it, but, what are you really going to get there? Matt Hardy, Ebron. I have so many there. Here we go. I just found it. So I just got to get past this ad that I can skip. Darius Slay, okay? 19 career interceptions, 3-time Pro Bowler, 99 passes defended. That went so fast. 99 passes defended since 2014. Guess what? That leads the NFL. So boom, you know how I give you the stats. Anytime I like to see, something that's eye-catching, I go through this tape, I go through the Twitter, I go through the reading. And so that right there tells you that number one in the NFL for pass breakups, as good as Byron Jones as good as he is at that, type of talent. Big play Slay. He's going to help you forget about Malcolm Jenkins moving forward. So you're good to go. Let's see here. Ryan Trick says Lenny D. Van Jefferson is a late round steal because he's injured right now. He runs super smooth routes. He would know, being a Gator fan. WWE is continuously stabbing me in the side with for one, not postponing WrestleMania, but they put a 2-night WrestleMania. Like, what the fuck, right? I don't even know. This might be the first time ever in my existence that I might not watch WrestleMania live. I might, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not really that thrilled about the card, everything that's leading up. And even if the fans were there, it doesn't have the pop visually when you look on who's wrestling who. You know what I mean? Maybe I just fully converted over to AEW already, but I just like the wrestlers better, the storyline better. They give them more freedom on the mic. The wrestling, overall double team moves, the creativity. I can't see one negative thing really about AEW besides maybe the women's division hasn't caught up to WWE's, but WWE's has been building it, with the Divas for like 20 years. Back with, the originals, Lita, and Trish Stratus. So they've had a long, kind of coming now to be able to show what they have. And eventually after WrestleMania, after we get past this damn coronavirus, more and more people will get released, and then we'll have a better product. Luke Harper, a.k.a. Brody Lee, Matt Hardy. I mean, I am so thrilled. I already love Jericho and Sammy Guevara, the Inner Circle, Jack Swagger, Jake Hagar. I mean, all the guys that never really got a shot to show out, they're finally getting a chance, so I absolutely love it. David Goldstein, Eagles, fly. I hope Eagles get Xavier Rhodes as well. You don't want Xavier Rhodes. It used to be Xavier Rhodes. Rhodes closed. Guess what? Roads are open. I don't know what it is with him. Maybe he needs a change of scenery. The Eagles have great players on the defense, just like the Vikings did. But something isn't the same with him. He used to guard all the top-tier guys, Michael Thomas, Julio Jones. And in that couple years ago, maybe like 2017, he was great. But then every year after that, he's really declined. I'm not sure if you really want him there. And I know you guys need secondary help, right? But I wouldn't want him on my team. No disrespect to the Vikings fans or Xavier Rhodes, but, I mean, he just seems like he's on a decline. Not the same type of player as he was before. I like Van Jefferson too, Ryan. Lenny D knows. We got to get our left tackle in the draft. Our line be good. Baker will have a better year. Oh, Poon. So are you a Browns fan, I take it? They've been making some moves, but it all depends on the maturity of Baker Mayfield and Odell Beckham. If they can end up, being on the same page, Jarvis Landry, some of the pickups that they got, Austin Hooper, the defense, Myles Garrett, try not to take people's helmets off and hit them in the head with it. With Mason Rudolph, we'll see where it goes. Derek Davis, where you get that jersey from? Bro, I've had this jersey. This is my personal Warren Sapp 99, around that time of 99 in number 99. Warren Sapp, Reebok. Old school. I got this one, Warren Sapp. I've had this when, it came out in 98, 99, like when they went to the NFC Championship game and lost against the Rams that season. So I got Sapp, I got Simeon Rice, red, Keyshawn in red. I was going to wear the creamsicle Doug Williams with the special patch that I got on. I got the Derek Brooks, sewn in red, Doug Williams. I even got a Josh Freeman, for crying out loud. That shows you how hardcore of a fan I am. Levante David. I got many, many, many Buccaneer jerseys, so I've had it for quite a long time. I think I got it at Just Sports. Remember that store? That used to be open nationwide. One of my favorites. You could buy hats. You could buy knickknacks, trash cans, hoodies, all kinds of cool things. And then they went only online. And then now, who the fuck knows? It's like Toys R Us. I don't know if we're ever going to be able to see them ever again. You got a Doug Williams and a Josh Freeman? Crazy. Yeah, my Doug is sewn. My Josh Freeman's sewn too. And that obviously got that in Josh Freeman's rookie year. You know what I mean? I didn't know if he would be the guy. But to go like 10-6 and then not make the playoffs, you had a little hope at that point that maybe he could be decent. But as we know, he never panned out, and sometimes that happens. That's another reason why I typically don't get offensive jerseys. I like defense, linebackers, DNs, D-tackles, safeties, corners. I like those guys. Sarah Small, Emmanuel Sanders signs with the Saints. Did he just sign? Did that break? Because I was hoping he'd come to Tampa Bay. That's big. That is big. Is that something that's a rumor, Sarah Small, or did that just happen? I haven't checked the Twitter feed, but if that, Sarah Small's following me now. Awesome. Follow me on Twitter. About time. Orion_NWSF. And guess what? I'll follow you back. Boom. There we go. Sports fans unite. Awesome. But if Emmanuel Sanders signs with the New Orleans Saints, let's check the feed. That's huge. He's going to NOLA. Wow, 2-year deal with the Saints. How awesome is that for Saints fans? He's a little OG, triple OG. I love that move. I was kind of hoping as I was looking down Robbie Anderson and I was looking down kind of the free agent list, and I have it here on Twitter because I'm always retweeting so many fucking articles and everything. There's Big Ben. That's hilarious. Free agent wide receivers, Robbie Anderson, Emmanuel Sanders, Taylor Gabriel, Paul Richardson, Devin Funchess, Nelson Aguilar, Antonio Brown, AB, fly like a butterfly, sting like AB. Hopefully he's mentally okay. Des Bryant, Demaryius Thomas, Ted Ginn, Brashad Perryman, Demarcus Robinson, who I like, Philip Dorsett, Travis Benjamin, Rashard Higgins, Tajay Sharp, Chris Hogan. So to me, out of all those guys, Emmanuel Sanders was number one on the list there. And for him to go to the Saints, that solves that problem. Michael Thomas on one side, Emmanuel Sanders, freshly off from the Super Bowl, even though it was a loss. On the other side, I mean, Kirkwood's gone. Ginn is old. You still got Jared Cook there. I love that. He's going to bring that hard work, that intensity. Saints fans are going to love that. So now You don't need necessarily to go for Jefferson, at wide receiver. If there's, Jordan Love is there late in the first round, maybe they go there. Maybe they go offensive line because I don't trust Andrews Pete getting that 5-year deal. What the fuck did they do that for? That was the guy that needed to get out of here, and they gave him 5 years and an incredible amount of money. I can't believe that. Bucks can have Aguilar. No thanks, man. Oh, boy can't catch. Not even babies, right? Falling out of buildings. No, I don't want Aguilar. No, thank you. No, thank you. Especially if the Eagles fans don't want him. Eagles fans always want to keep on all of their assets. And anytime they say they want to let someone go, obviously that's a big liability. I've watched enough of him. And I'm a Duck fan, so I watched him at USC. No thanks, right? I mean, at times there was potential, but he's just not consistent enough. And that's big facts. Lenny D says, if Ruggs is gone, I like to draft Justin Jefferson. And in the later rounds, they can still their draft Chase Claypool or KJ Hamler. See, there you go, Lenny D. I know someone else besides me researches, not it's your team, so I get it, but I research all the teams, so I absolutely love that. Good research there. And those are names that actually they might be looking at those spots at that time. Michael Thomas, right? We already got Emmanuel Sanders there on the other side. So Justin Jefferson is linked to the Saints, but I don't know. I like Ruggs more than Jefferson for the Eagles, just based off the fit. But, I mean, Jefferson could be a nice fit there, too, as well. We'll have to wait and see. And I like Ayuk. No one's talking about Ayuk from Arizona State. He's physical. He kind of reminds me of CeeDee Lamb based off the physicality after he catches the ball, the yards after catch, and he can take contact, and he likes contact. And you don't really see that in wide receivers. So don't be shocked if Ayuk is a guy that the Saints or maybe the Eagles surprisingly get. Watch the tape on him at Arizona State if you haven't. He's kind of special. He's got this, like, something inside of him as far as, like, that extra motor, that extra motivation. And I could definitely see him being a key cog in a wheel on some team. I'm not sure where, but I like it. Nelson Aguilar and Demarcus Robinson would be awesome on my Colts. You wouldn't really want Aguilar on the Colts, you know what I mean? But Demarcus Robinson, anywhere he goes, would be a good fit. Let's go. Finally got our number 2 wide receiver. Who dat nation? I'm jealous. That's who I wanted. I wanted Emmanuel Sanders. No joke. I was actually just looking at that about an hour ago at that list that I just read off. I was like, wow, Emmanuel Sanders is still there. He's old, right? But sometimes having that older guy, that veteran leadership, he works hard. And if you actually have seen interviews from him and work ethic, how he talks to the other wide receivers, he's one of the hardest working older vet wide receivers in the entire NFL. So I think that's going to be a great, great fit. And he could get you 5 to 10 touchdowns, even with Michael Thomas. Because if Michael Thomas gets doubled, or, Emmanuel Sanders runs a certain route and gets doubled, I mean, it's game over. Jared Cook, Emmanuel Sanders, Michael Thomas can't guard Mike. With Drew Brees? But now you got to be able to make sure you get someone on the line. It's important. Andrews Pete is a liability. You need to be able to firm that up, and you got him for 5 more years. That's a head-scratcher. The Saints usually make all the right moves. So I'm not sure if Sean Payton rest up and get well from the coronavirus. Someone said, hey, guess what, Sean? Take a day off. I'll take care of all the transitions and all the contracts. He said, okay. And then all of a sudden, he went to sleep. He woke up. Andrews Pete, 5 years? Buh. I don't know. I know most Saints fans aren't happy about that, but we'll have to wait and see. There's a rumor Colts want to trade for Alshon Jeffrey. I think Eagles fans are ready to move on from Alshon. But he still has game. He is obviously a little injury prone, but that would be a fit for the Colts. Or he could stay with the Eagles, depending on what they do. Savage in the building, what to do? David Goldstein, Wentz to Ruggs could be fun. No, not fun. Amazing, right? You want to win the NFC East, right? You want to beat the Cowboys, right? You want to beat the Redskins with Riverboat Ron coming in with some of that Redskin hype. Giants at the bottom, right? What a better piece to stretch the field that has good hands, and he's kind of that project wide receiver like Tyreek the Freak Hill. Started off on special teams, ran limited routes, then showed his speed, and then worked really hard, and then can run all the routes, the in, the out, the slant, the comeback, right? You know what I mean? The zig, the zag, right? The post. I mean, he literally can run every single NFL route, and he's got that speed to break away, the fastest wide receiver in this year's draft class. Ruggs and Wentz would be Deshaun Jackson in his prime all over again. I'm telling you, he's amazing, man. I'm jealous of that option, too. I wish Tampa Bay would have been able to go there also. I wanted Emmanuel Sanders to stay with the Niners so we could trade for the 13th pick. Yeah, I get it. You know what I mean? Emmanuel Sanders, obviously, with the Niners, I bet you they wanted to keep him as well. But now with Sanders gone, you're more than likely going CeeDee Lamb or Jerry Jeudy, whichever one they like the best out of those two. If it was me, I'd go CeeDee Lamb. Based on what I've seen. I love Jerry Jeudy, and they'll probably go back-to-back, 13-14 or 12-13. It's going to be depending on, team and fit. Raiders, Broncos, Niners. Those are the teams that really need a wide receiver besides the Saints, but they filled a void already at this point. I'm lit. Savage OD. Yeah, you are. Ruggs is a young Deshaun. He is. I put him in that Deshaun Jackson, Tyreek the Freak Hill. Watch his tape. His tape is crazy. And anytime you want to learn a little bit more, I can obviously give you all the info based off all the film that I've watched, the games that I watch. But I do a lot of research. I go deeper than just the average person, just regular Fox Sports 1, Bleacher. I dig on YouTube. I dig on all the websites to find the film, to be able to really break down, and I rewind it, watch, the footwork, the hands, the breakaway ability, the yak yards, how strong they are, leadership. You know what I mean? All the different tools that it takes to be, OG, triple OG for years to come. And I definitely love Ruggs. Let's freaking go. Got Sanders, Michael Sachs Jr. Hell yeah. I'd be excited too. I got Tom Brady, so at least I'm relevant, but I'm still looking up at y'all. You guys are number one. You guys are going to be number one, and that's all right with me. Unless some kind of injury happens, to Michael Thomas or Drew Brees, more than likely there's not a chance for me to catch up to you guys, and that's okay. You guys are going to win 10 to 14 games next year, first place in the NFC South unless something crazy happens. And at number 2, right, in the NFC South, I'm hoping it's me. Panthers 3rd, right? Falcons 4th, right? And the Panthers will be fighting with Teddy Two Gloves and some of the weapons that they have with Run CMC. But I feel with the team that I have, if they draft well, I get a Jonathan Taylor from Wisconsin and get some more pieces on the offensive line and secondary, the matchups are going to be fun. Brady, Breeze, 2 times this year and 2 times next year, and then possibly Brady and Breeze walk off into the sunset. But realistically, Brady will probably try to play one more season so that way he can, clean up at 45, depending on how things go, since the Super Bowl's in Tampa Bay this year. I'm so excited for you guys, Eagles fans, Saints fans, and you don't see that on YouTube channels. You got YouTube channels that are specific for Redskin fans, for Eagles fans, like EDP, right? And Redskin fans that are out there, Ed Oliver, and, all these other guys that are just for one team only. But when you come here, I love all the teams, right? So it's one of those things, it's not really normal, right? But I have that passion to learn everything on all the teams because I love the NFL that much. And I can understand, I can pretend to kind of be in your guys' shoes based off your teams and your lineups. And you guys come here for obviously questions and analysis, and we can break things down and have fun. Because I know football and you guys do too. You guys are the smartest bunch on YouTube, the Fanatic family. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. If we pick up Justin Jefferson at 24, it's up. For real. Yeah, you might not, to be honest, though, at 24, if you already got Sanders, what's more important is offensive line. And you know it, too. Andrews, Pete, 5 years, you really want to count on that? Going against the Bucs, the Panthers, the Falcons, and then the rest of the NFC besides the AFC matchups. That's going to be, if you want to get to the NFC Championship game, win, go to the Super Bowl, you're going to have to get someone better than Andrews, Pete, or someone else to complement some of the other weaknesses that you have on that O-line to make sure Drew Brees can stay upright to make all these weapons have the potential amazing game. You don't want to play good all year like last year and then run into a team that's not as good as you, like the Vikings, and single-handedly Danielle Hunter and Everson Griffin, made that dream end. And that sucks because I was rooting for you guys. You guys were my Super Bowl pick. I thought you guys could win it all. You know what I mean? So it shows you. The games are won, right, in the trenches. Not everyone has a Patrick Mahomes, that can climb out of deep holes, when you're down by 14, 17, 20, 21, 28. That's not normal, right? Defense still wins championships, but you need to control, the defensive line and offensive line and dictate the tempo, the time of possession. You got to be able to pass protect, give time for your quarterback. You got to run block. You got to have linemen that can pull. This shit is important, especially now in 2020 going to 2021. Just saying. Ryan Schrick, Dolphins took... He's Agba, kind of upset. Saints just signed Emmanuel Sanders. Andy Clark, saw that. Same here. We should have kept Agba. Agreed. So lots of different things. NFL free agents, frenzy news. Who will replace Tom Brady on the Patriots? That's a good question. Todd Gurley, Melvin Gordon, Eric Ebron, Tom Brady obviously signing the dotted line and much more. And I'm going to discuss the best fits for you guys as well. And so obviously going through the list, Tom Brady gets the deal done. And we'll just go quickly over all the information, based off my feed and everything that I got. And then we'll go over all the big news that just happened. I was hoping that if I did a live stream at this point, that there was some news that was going to break. And it did, thank God. I was hoping that just for a couple more moves of things that were going to happen at this point. Obviously, big play Slay. That was huge. I love that. And think about this. What if I told you Tom Brady is a Buccaneer, Todd Gurley is a Falcon, DeAndre Hopkins is a Cardinal, Melvin Gordon is a Bronco, Phillip Rivers is a Colt, and Teddy Two Gloves is a Panther? You would have never believed me if I would have said that last year. That's crazy. Absolutely bananas. And I'm obviously going to go over some of the structure of the deal of everything that we have with Ebron and everyone else. So Tom Brady, $10 million roster bonus, $15 million salary each year, fully guaranteed, up to $2.25 million each year, tied to top 5 in passer rating, TDs, yards, completion percentage, yards per pass. And I don't expect him to lead me to the Super Bowl or even get me to the NFC Championship game, but I hope within these 2 years that I can be at least respectable, hopefully go to the playoffs 1 of the 2 years. If I can go 2 out of 2, great. I'm not expecting anything. I'm just going to be humble pie, O-Dog, and then just hope for the best, and hope that they get a running back like Jonathan Taylor, offensive line help. Andrew Thomas from Georgia would really help, be able to get some pieces on the secondary. And then also up to $2.25 million each year tied to playoffs and playing time, Super Bowl and playing time. And the Super Bowl next year is in TB, Tampa Bay, TB, Tom Brady. So that's kind of exciting there. Todd Gurley, obviously signing the 1-year prove-it deal there with the Falcons. Desperation move. Don't really know if I like that move at all. They got Devontae Freeman, see ya. Vic Beasley, see ya. Kyle Shanahan a couple years ago, see ya. Now Atlanta Falcons are the new Tampa Bay Buccaneers prior to me getting Tom Brady. Kind of feel sorry for him, but it is what it is. Big Ben, news weapon, Eric Ebron. 2-year, $12 million. I like it. And he's going to be a nice piece. Sarah Small doesn't like it, Colts fan, obviously with her team. But with Big Ben and the Steelers, that's a great pickup. It gives them another weapon with Juju Smith-Schuster as well as James Conner. So we'll see where that goes. And they ended up bringing back Bud Dupree. I love TJ Watt. So the Steelers are going to be a sleeper team to get back in the mix to the playoffs. Yeah, the battles with the Ravens are going to be incredible. But also with the Browns, with Baker, and with the Bengals if they get Joe Burrow. So it's going to be something to keep an eye on as well. Let's see here. I'm really excited about this football season too. Mr. Cole, love ya. Annie Clark says, I'm so excited for this football season to start. I am too. If we keep Chris Jones, I'll be happy and content. If we keep Braylon and Jones, I'll be very happy. Yeah. More importantly is Chris Jones. You cannot let that guy go no matter what. Matt Ryan, Todd Gurley, Julio Jones. It doesn't have the same impact if it was those players 5 years ago. Different. Melvin Gordon, 2-year deal, $16 million. Way too much money for Melvin Gordon when you already have, Philip Lindsay there. Lindsay's going to start. Melvin Gordon. I don't understand why you paid that much money, especially when Eckler, wasn't drafted and then he outplayed you, and then you ended up paying all this money. Didn't really make any sense to me. But the Chargers saw undrafted free agent Austin Eckler outperform a first-round running back 3 straight years. They dumped the first-round running back. Who? Melvin Gordon. The Broncos saw undrafted free agent Philip Lindsay outperform a third-round running back 2 straight years and Royce Freeman, but then chose to give $16 million to the first-round running back the Chargers dumped. How does that make sense? I know you got to be able to have a stable, like a 4 horsemen like the Eagles had when they ended up beating the Patriots with all the running backs that they had. Philip Lindsay, Royce Freeman, Melvin Gordon. It sounds nice on paper, but for fantasy football, that's a nightmare, depending on where that's going to go. So we'll have to kind of see where that goes. Big play Slay, again, with those stats that I mentioned to you. 19 career interceptions, 3-time Pro Bowler, but most important, 99 passes defended, number 1 in the NFL since 2014. So if you ever thought Byron Jones was better than Big play Slay, nope. Big play Slay has found a new home, and I'm jealous of you Eagles fans. Fly, Eagles, fly. Any other news as well? Tom Brady's replacement. Who do you guys think in the chat comment below would be the best fit, for him moving forward? I'm trying to think. I know they're going to be going, Stidham, and they might stay pat with that. That's something that might happen. But, you probably have to go for someone better than that. So you got Stidham that could be there, right? But besides Stidham, Andy Dalton could be a fit, right? Holy moly donut shop, right? When I said it, boom, right there. We have ESP with each other or something, right? So that could be a fit. Cam Newton, That could be a fit. I don't think Jameis Winston. Carr could even be a fit, temporarily. But, I mean, you're wanting to be able, if it's the Patriots and me, I would trade up. I would trade up like 20, 25 spots, and I would try to get Tua or Justin Herbert, to try to steal them away from the Dolphins, or the Chargers. Because they're in the AFC. You're going to have to see them. Stidham isn't going to have it unless you just want to hope that you play bad with Stidham on purpose, and then you try to get Trevor Lawrence next year. And Trevor Lawrence on the Pats, that would be a nightmare for the league. That would be like Tom Brady all over again. Not saying that Trevor Lawrence is going to win 6 rings and go to 9 Super Bowls, but I think Trevor Lawrence is the most NFL-ready quarterback, even over Burrow, Tua, and Herbert today. Yeah, Burrow torched, Lawrence, but that had more, surrounding talent for him. And Burrow, had this 1 year. You know what I mean? I'm not saying he's a one-year wonder. I think he's going to have a good NFL career. Tua, show that he can do it as a lefty. Michael Vick, kind of a Mark Brunell, Steve Young, Scott Mitchell-ish kind of lefty smooth player. And then Herbert is kind of like a, I'm trying to think, maybe Phillip Rivers-ish kind of player. Joe Flacco-ish kind of player, maybe a little bit more towards Phillip Rivers. So we'll see where it goes. But to me, when I see Trevor Lawrence, I see more John Elway, Andrew Luck. I see someone a little bit more stable, a little bit more leader, more NFL ready that can make the throws, and especially if you have surrounding talent around him. I really do think, unless there's some amazing defensive player that snatches it, Trevor Lawrence should be the number 1 pick in the draft next year. And if he was in this year's draft class, there would be a good chance that he would go even over Burrow. Realistically, based off the skill set and being NFL ready. I love Burrow, don't get me wrong. I love all those players. I think all 4 of them have a great chance to pan out, but we'll have to see which one is going to be the best one out of those 4. Let's see here. I'm so sorry, Colts fans. You don't know how bad Phillip Rivers is. Right, but they have an offensive line better than what the Chargers had. So it's actually not that bad for just a 1-year deal. It's going to be good. It's going to be better than Brissett. And you got Quentin Nelson, my favorite offensive lineman in the entire league. He's a beast. You got good defensive pieces, right? Buckner, right up front. Darius Leonard in the middle. Malik Hooker from The Ohio State University on the back end. So I don't think it's as bad as you think. It got got him out of the AFC West, right? But I don't think it's going to be that bad. He's going to be on the AFC South. The Titans and the Colts will battle it out for first place for the South in the AFC. Jones is definitely a must. Keep Breeland. I can live with or without, but we definitely need to pick it up and get some talent on the lines. And you guys might get Jonathan Taylor. You guys might get DeAndre Swift, running backs from Wisconsin or Georgia, right? Holy Moly Donut Shop says Dalton. Holy Moly Donut Shop says PJ Walker. Well, he's on XFL, though. And I believe he was the Colts backup, back there with Brissett. So a lot of people don't know that he was already on an NFL team before he went to the XFL. Orion, want to know something cool? My high school played T. Higgins every year while he was in high school. Really? That's another player that is kind of a sleeper wide receiver from Clemson. And you saw T play. Wow. I watch his footage and I love him, and he's definitely underrated. Emmanuel Sanders, Nola. We got him. We still going to draft a wide receiver, though, no doubt. Maybe not. Since you already got him, right? You could go for another wide receiver, but you already got Jared Cook. But the real need is offensive line. You need offensive line, bud, and you know it too. Andrews Pete, you signed him 5 years and some crazy amount. You know what I mean? I would definitely keep helping the line, because the thing is, if you can't block and give time for Breeze, how's he going to get the fucking ball that can't guard Mike? How's he going to get the ball to Cook? How's he going to get the ball to Sanders? How's he going to get it to AK-41 or Latavius Murray or any of the other options, right? You need to have time. And Breeze has a, flick of the wrist real quick, right? But sometimes you need a little bit more time. And then Taysom Hill will have his opportunities there as well. But a big pickup. I absolutely love it. Annie Clark, $10. Who dat? You dat. Odin's Child, $20. Chiefs Kingdom. Man, I'm happy right now for you guys. I'm really jealous. I got Tom Brady, so I'm good. But what a big pickup right now for the New Orleans Saints. I was looking at all the players and what's going on. But look at this. You got Emmanuel Sanders, but that's the great side of it. But Saints keep offensive guard Andrews Pete, who's a liability. You got rid of Eli Apple, who couldn't guard anybody, right? 5 years. 5 years. Way too long. So I don't know about that. So we'll have to see, where it goes. But I don't like the move there. hopefully they figure it out. Everson Griffin says goodbye to the Vikings. I'm interested to see where he goes. XFL officially cancels the return season, frees player to sign NFL contracts Monday. PJ Walker and Cam Phillips, the receiver, dominated for the Houston Roughnecks. Chiefs agree to deal with offensive tackle Mike Remmers. So they at least are doing a little bit of work. But, man, crazy. I'm really happy, for, based off the options that are happening right now. Emmanuel Sanders, let's go. Let's see if there's any other news. Let's see here. Bills offered a little more to Melvin Gordon than the Broncos. Ooh, really? Gordon grew up in Wisconsin, so he's not afraid of cold weather, but he wanted to play for the Broncos organization. Interesting. Just to be clear, Mike, Bills didn't make any offers to Gordon. Well, there you go. So this Mike Kliss is getting called out by Adam Schefter saying, you don't know shit. So that's pretty much what it says to me. Saints just came from behind in the fourth quarter to win free agency. This was number one on my Saints wish list heading into the week, and it was my number one wide receiver that was left in free agency. Good job, Saints. And then now, since you took care of that weakness, giving you not only a decent wide receiver, but a good quality number 2 wide receiver that could end up getting as many as 10 touchdowns next season. He's that good. Emmanuel Sanders could get over 1,000 yards and 10 touchdowns in the season with can't guard Mike. I mean, he could get who knows how many fucking yards and touchdowns can't guard Mike could get. He just needs enough time, from that offensive line. Dictate the tempo, be able to give Breeze plenty of time to be able to get it done. I love it. 2-year deal, Emmanuel Sanders, fucking great. I am so jealous right now. Awesome. Let's take a look to see if there's any other moves. Niner fans are upset on Twitter. Saints fans are ecstatic. Everyone's just messaging me. It's just off the chain. I love it, man. 2-year, $16 million deal. And that's money well spent because you guys didn't really have a whole lot of money in the cap. So I like it. Great move, Nile Saints. If you're the Bengals, do you trade down? You only trade down exactly with Ryan Schrick. You've read on ESPN and NFL Network on some of the mock drafts. The only way you trade down is if he doesn't want to play there. If he doesn't want to play there, then you could have someone trade up, and take Tua, number 1. Herbert, depending on where they're trying to go. If they want Tua wants to, if they go Chargers and they grab Tua at number 1 or the Bengals, want Justin Herbert. We'll see. We'll see where all the pieces fall. It's going to be really interesting. Burrow already said he wants to play anywhere. Don't believe the media hype. Just think it'll be smart for the Bengals to stockpile picks, right? But if Joe Burrow ends up being like a Tom Brady-ish kind of figure in the NFL, like that season that we saw where he broke all those records and that LSU college football team was one of the best that I've ever seen of all time. I mean, if we can get similar crazy-ass production like a Patrick Mahomes-ish kind of talent out of Joe Burrow, a different type of quarterback, more of a pocket quarterback, kind of like a Brady, you're going to be kicking yourself if you don't pick him. So it's kind of hard to evaluate because he didn't really have many seasons when he was at Ohio State and then transitioned to LSU. I want to be able to kind of evaluate as we're going closer and closer to the draft, but we don't know. How good is Burrow? We don't know. How good is Tua going to be? We don't know. How good is Herbert going to be? Jordan Love, Trevor Lawrence next year. But we're in good hands, though, moving forward with all the OGs about to retire within the next couple years. Rivers, Breeze, Brady, Roethlisberger. So we're definitely in good hands. We're transitioning those guys out, and then the new breed and the new blood's coming in. So I absolutely like it. Bills winning AFC East? Yeah, I think so. I think there's a legitimate shot that they can win the AFC East. Tre'Davious White, Josh Norman, you ended up getting Stephon Diggs. It's looking good in Buffalo. I do like them. If they don't win the division, and the Patriots get like Cam Newton or something and Andy Dalton, and they end up winning one more game, 11 wins to 10, 10-9. The Bills should still be in the playoffs again this year. I really like what they've been doing with their organization. They've been really drafting well. The only problem is Josh Allen is going to have those growing pains, the inconsistencies of overthrowing and underthrowing. He's got the arm strength off the chain, one of the best in the NFL. But if you notice in the playoff game against the Texans, right, there was a lot of throws that were underthrown, overthrown, jittery in the pocket, and he doesn't really have that ability right now just yet to put the team on his back to win, big games. But he's getting closer and closer. They almost beat the Pats, which is one of the games I'm watching on TV right now, showcase of Tom Brady, twice last year. It was close. Just a couple bad games with some interceptions. But you know what I mean, Schrick. I mean, Mahomes has a great arm as well. But, I mean, if you look at Josh Allen and the way he throws, if he's just sitting there flat-footed and throwing a bomb, I mean, I've seen Josh Allen throw 70 yards. I've seen Mahomes throw, 60 or 70 yards out of the stadium and whatnot. But I'm saying, I mean, both arms are top notch. We haven't seen arms like that in quite some time. You know what I mean? Like Dan Marino, Brett Favre-ish kind of arms, which is nice. NFL free agency frenzy. Who will replace Tom Brady on the Patriots? Who could it be? Andy Dalton? Cam Newton? Is it Jarrett Stidham? We will see. NFL free agency news, Todd Gurley, Melvin Gordon, Eric Ebron, and much more. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy if you can, either on here, like Annie Clark did, $10. Odin's Child, $20. Mad love for both of you guys and everyone in the chat. And if you're looking for merch, Northwest Sports Fanatic merch, link is below every video on our YouTube page. You can also donate at patreon.com/NWSF and the GoFundMe at GoFundMe.com and type in NW space sports space fanatics and make a donation for the dream project of the YouTube studio here in my hometown. What a grab by Cole Beasley. So that way I can actually make other people's dreams come true as well. So crazy, crazy moves, obviously, as we're transitioning now. Like I said, I've been on for about an hour. I didn't know how long I was really going to end up doing a live stream, but I figured I'd hop on. I did an hour earlier today, and I wanted to hop on for at least another hour today, just to kind of go over any of the moves. And I was hoping that something big was going to happen. And then we got the Emmanuel Sanders, so I absolutely love that. And I hope everyone is safe. We might be going on a national lockdown on Monday. So if you guys have a chance to grab some groceries today or tomorrow before they might make the announcement on Sunday, I would encourage it. Not break the bank and spend all your money on groceries, but if you have an extra $50 or $100, you may want to consider, grabbing some milk, grabbing some meat, grabbing some goods, just a stockpile just in case, because if they announce it on Sunday, I mean, people are just going to be beating the shit out of each other for more than just toilet paper and hand sanitizer. It's going to be crazy. Especially if they have a lockdown of 30 days for the whole nation. I mean, New York's going to be on a lockdown. California is already on a lockdown. So they're just trying to stop the spreading of the coronavirus. So if they give that national lockdown, still people are going to disobey and party and go out and do shit. But it definitely will cut back on the amount of people that are out in the public for the chance of contaminating each other, from the coronavirus, COVID-19. That's big facts. So does anyone else in the room have anything else that they want to touch on based off all the news with Melvin Gordon going to the Broncos, Todd Gurley to the Falcons, Brady going to my team? I absolutely love that. Ebron to the Steelers. It's great. Holy moly donut shop, did I get blocked? I didn't block you. I don't think so. Did you get blocked before? I don't think so, bud. I mean, we have our moderator Tess, but I don't think she blocked you or anything. So you should be good. Good to hear from you, too. I haven't seen you in a little while as well. So I think at this point, I'm going to probably end the stream just because, I kind of went over everything that I wanted to go over. If there was a few more moves that were breaking, I would have went over that as well. So I hope everyone has a fantastic, Friday night. Enjoy, your Saturday and your Sunday. Keep a lookout for the news. I did an earlier stream with a lot of the same content. Broken Matt. I know, I absolutely love that. Brody Lee, AEW. But I will be doing some either reaction videos or live streams on Saturday and Sunday. Marcus is in quarantine right now. Since the Verizon job, some of the people may have had symptoms to the corona. So he's being extra safe, so you're probably not going to see Marcus for a couple weeks, but I'll still hold it down. Any other new news that breaks for the NFL, I'm definitely going to be hopping on for live streams, more than likely both days, Saturday and Sunday. I appreciate you, holy moly, Ryan Schrick, everyone else that's in the building, especially Annie Clark, Odin's Child. I hope you guys have a fantastic weekend. Annie Clark, $10 donation. Odin's Child, $20 donation. Who dat? Chiefs Kingdom. You guys stay safe, wash them hands, and like I said, I'll be back tomorrow with another stream. Do I like DeMarcus Robinson? Of course I do. I love him. Of course, bud. I would take him on Tampa Bay in a heartbeat. And I'm actually watching some SEC football, and I'm hoping Florida is going to be on a little bit later. Gronk was on SmackDown. I didn't watch it, but I saw a thing on my Twitter feed. I'm watching Georgia and Baylor right now, I think, in the Sugar Bowl, and I'm hoping that they show some Florida football on this SEC network later on today. It's Georgia Day, but I want to be able to watch some other college football and NFL. But I hope you guys have a fantastic Friday. Be safe. I'll be back tomorrow. I got one question for you. Who talk sports like us? Your boy Ryan, the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Be safe. Wash them hands, and I'll be back at you tomorrow. Peace. Later, Strick. Later, holy moly. Be safe out there, y'all. Late.